Interviews with haunting gurus.
Joining me in the dungeon is the art director and CEO of West Effects Inc., Monsters, Makeup, and Mayhem, Jeff West. What's up, Jeff?
How's it going, guys?
It's going well, man. So how did you get into the special effects makeup game?
Back when I was in high school, being an artist, I was always into, art and painting and drawing and all that good stuff. I found a Fangoria magazine that had Army of Darkness on the cover. And that just, when I opened that magazine, man, it sparked something. And I told myself that is what I want to do, and that's my ticket out of this small town in Kansas that I grew up in.
Yeah, you're from Wichita?
Yeah. Just outside of Wichita. I grew up in Hayesville, Kansas. Went to school there.
Who were some makeup artists that you aspired to be?
Man, all the big ones. Rick Baker, is a big one. He's a big influence on all of us. Dick Smith, the Godfather. So you're kind of engulfed in Dick Smith everywhere. But then when I started working with Cinema Secrets and Wuchi, Maurice Stein, the founder of Cinema Secrets, he was a big influence on me. Keeping my station clean, and my manners. And then working for the company, setting up my table and having all the product placement, all the logos facing out, so all the customers that would sit in my chair would see the logos. Those are some big names that kind of got me going.
How long have you been with Wuchi?
What's that?
Have you been with Wuchi for decades?
19 years.
Oh.
19 years, yeah.
And you're the creative director?
I was creative director.
Okay.
I haven't been with Wuchi for almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. I left there and started West Effects Inc. And in the middle of pre-production right now. I'm launching my own product line, March and Transworld. Full line of foam latex appliances. Going to come out with, it's looking like 24 new faces. I've got a line of product adhesive, a line of product of prosthetic paints. I'm doing zinc oxide primers that go underneath before the glue and application happens to stop the sweat. And then I'm doing other things, like I got some, I'm doing brush holders, customized handmade brush holders, and CC cup holders, everything for your station, everything for foam latex. It's my life, foam latex. Love it. And I'm trying to cater to the haunt world. I kind of feel like I'm a part of it now, kind of sitting on the sidelines for years, just kind of watching how everything works. See what people use, how they use it. Now it's time to speak up, time to have a voice.
I remember my first experience with Wuchi was back in maybe the late 80s, early 90s, right?
Yeah.
And one of the first times that I really tried to do special effects makeup on myself, and I had no clue what I was doing. I just put a whole bunch of liquid latex on my face, and I put a Wuchi, one of those, it was the wooden stake that looked like it was going through your temple. You put the one side on one side of your temple, and the back end, and then the point coming out of the other side.
Yeah.
Dribble blood down. Right?
Terminal. I believe that piece is called Terminal. It's been around 30 plus years. And my first time with special effects was Wuchi as well. Back in high school, it was Halloween, and I had come across the foam prosthetic on the shelf, a devil face. And that was my first go at it, and I ate it up, man. I loved it.
I remember the devil face. I almost picked it up, and I was like, no, I want something a little simpler, something a little easier for me to handle. Now, You moved out to Los Angeles. Did you already enroll in a school out there? Or
Yeah, I did. I went to Makeup Designery in 2000 to 2000. Took a 3-month journey course. I learned beauty and character. Everything special effects I've self-taught, and I pick up magazines. I get on the internet. I get my hands dirty. I seem to be able to look at things and be able to just kind of dismantle them and figure out how they're done. Of course, I've had my share of challenges over the 20 years, but it's all coming down to West Effects Inc. now. I got it down. I got my production system is ready to roll. I'm saving money on materials, so everything's very efficient, and sharing my knowledge. Everything that I've learned in the last 20 years, I've learned to share it now. Just be an open book and help teach others.
Explain the difference between your school and traditional makeup schools. What's the difference?
It's more of a casual workspace. We like to. It's art. It should be fun. We should enjoy what we're doing. So it's not real corporate, if that makes sense. It's very casual setting. It's intimate. I got 2,400 square feet, but it's intimate. Everything's broken down. And something else that I do in my effects classes when we're talking sculpting and molding and running foam, I teach the students to make molds out of epoxies instead of stone. Most of the other schools that I know of are not. They'll do a demonstration with epoxies, but they don't get into hands-on with epoxies. And we do a little bit of stone. That way the student understands what stone is and how to use it. But epoxies are what you're going to use out in the field. These are materials that are going to last 20, 30 years sitting on the shelf, using them over and over again every day. I like to make sure that the student knows what they're doing. A lot of the schools will do a demonstration, whatever it is, if it's a full day or whatever, on epoxy mold making. But there's a lot that goes into it. The safety, there's a lot of just technique that you need to learn by getting your hands dirty. I feel that people learn better when they're getting their hands dirty. So that's kind of how I like to do it.
But now, when I read on your website that there's a big emphasis on not just teaching people some skills and so they can go out and work for somebody else, you're really trying to teach them how to go out on their own.
Entrepreneurship. Right? Yes, I am. This Halloween and Halloween haunt industry is big enough for all of us. And one of the things that I when I started this was that for somebody who wants to become a makeup artist or is a makeup artist or an effects artist, they think film. That's on their mind. They want to do movies. They want to be on. They want to work on set. And these big labs that are doing things for that industry, but the Halloween and Halloween attraction industry is overlooked. And this is something that these artists can get work all year round. It's growing like a freight train, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. So I want to help make it aware to these students that there is a whole nother world out there other than film, where you can actually make a career out of this. And then there's product wise, entrepreneurship, building your own product line and going out doing the trade shows that everybody likes to go to. Be a part of it. Sell some product. Artists love to buy art, and if you're selling it, there's somebody there that's going to buy it. You start off. Of course, you start off small, and then you just keep working and staying up all night and and keep banging it out, and it'll happen.
Because you offer courses and you also offer weekend workshops. So why don't you give us an overview of what one of your courses is?
So right now, actually, I'm all in production for Transworld coming up to do this product launch. But normally, I have a 6 and a 10-day course that the 6-day course is mold making, sculpting, mold making, and running foam. So we'll go through design in the beginning. We'll pick our characters. I like to make sure that the student, before they decide on a character, that character has an actual backstory. Because you could go out if you're trying to get a job somewhere, sculpting a monster or whatever. You have a portfolio that looks like everybody else's, but if somebody asks you, what inspires you to create this character, and say, oh, I just did it, it's cool and all, but if you say, well, this character comes from planet so and so, this is what it eats, it has 2 suns. This is the kind of air it breathes. That's why it has 4 nostrils. This is why it has 6 eyes. All that stuff, and it builds a full character, and you kind of start to understand your character a little more. So I like to really get into the design part of it in the beginning, and then we go into the molding, and then we run foam, and then if it's a 10-day course, it's another 4 days. We'll go into product application. So we'll learn about the glues, different paints. All the different types of products and how to use them, using brushes, using sponges, and basically kind of like how I would do it, how Jeff West would apply something, and it's a kind of a crash course, and that's my normal course right now. We are going to start doing more workshops, just because I really want to. I love making product. And it's kind of a thing that is real close to me. So I want to focus a lot more time on creating this line. And then I'm just going to break my classes down into more workshops that are focused on certain things. It's hard for people to find time to take full courses or do weekdays or, and if I do weekends and I don't get a weekend, then my wife wants to shoot me. So it's kind of balancing out now. It's starting to after I opened a year and a half ago.
Mostly what you're doing right now is you're selling product at the trade shows and conventions, running your workshops. Are you going to be offering like some of the other mask companies or, where they have like a whole list of their products that you can kind of click and buy, or is it mostly people contracting you to build them things like creatures and things specifically?
Some people do contact me to create things. I'll do those every once in a while, but I'm not gonna sell. I don't plan on having a store and selling other people's product.
No. I mean, just your creations, monsters.
So that will all be up. The probably the first week of March will all be up on westfxinc.com. The full store will be there. All products will be available for ordering. I will do wholesales for the bigger accounts, and then retail sales is what I'm after. I want to start spreading my product around the world, man. My focus is the haunts, man. I have a passion for it.
Are you working for any haunts in the LA area? Are you doing
No, I'm not. But previously, when I was working for Wuchi, we had a lot of my work that's sold through them. Is I think they got like six Flag locations that are using their stuff. Universal City purchased I think somewhere around 350 pieces this last Halloween to use in their space. I had one of my past students worked at the Six Flags out here this last Halloween, and she ended up using the piece that she created here in class and applying it on one of her characters there for the season. And then, there's my products all over the place. Well, not my product, but my designs. They're everywhere. 19 years of creating this stuff. I think there's somewhere around 30 foam appliances that I created for Wuchi while I was there. And then various other small slip latex pieces and paint colors and things like that I did for them.
Now,
And that stuff's being sold everywhere.
were you just at HauntCon like last week? Were you?
I was. I'm still getting over the trade show flu that was going around, man. I got it the last day while I was there, and I got back and I laid in bed for 2 days, man, and I couldn't lay there anymore. So I got to go to work. I got to get back to work, man. Because in this world in the Halloween and haunt industry, Halloween is always tomorrow, man. It's always tomorrow. The season is always starts tomorrow. There's never enough time. But I love it. It keeps you on your toes, man.
You had a couple of products that you mentioned earlier. One is that prosthetic adhesive, Stick It.
Yes.
Why don't you just plug that up?
Okay, so it is just a prosthetic adhesive it's designed for foam latex or slip latex appliances. It's a water-based formula. I not that long ago started studying cosmetic chemistry and creating my own products that way. I'm really enjoying the chemistry part of it. But I'm packaging my glue and glass skull bottles, the little 1 ounce, and then I'll do 2 ounce and 4 ounce bottles and so on. But I'm doing glass because I'm trying to stay away from single-use plastics. And I go through those things. I go through a lot of them, man, and they just pile up. So I just want to do my part by not having a pile of plastic at the end of the year that just goes in the trash. If you know what I mean. It's a good product. It works really well. It's a white product that dries clear, just like most prosthetic adhesive. And then I have my Paint It, which also comes in glass skull bottles. I like skulls. I think everybody in the industry loves skulls, and I want to stand out. I want to have something a little different than everybody else. And I'm not sure exactly on how many colors I'm going to launch March, but it will be somewhere around 12. I think I'm going to do the primaries, and then I think I'm going to do a monster kit, and then a few flesh tones. So everything that I would use to create most of the looks that I do will be in that first launch. Refill bottles will be available. They'll be in plastic bottles that are 100% recyclable and in a larger bottle. So like if you buy a quart, then you can refill the 1 ounce bottles that go in your kit or on your station. That way, one of the things I like to teach is to keep all your bottles sealed up. When you leave a bottle cracked or open while you're working, it looks messy, but it's also evaporating. You're wasting product. So whatever you just purchased for however much it was, and we know it's all of it's not cheap. So it's just sitting there. It's evaporating into the air, and you're just throwing money out down the drain. So the refill system that'll all be available, different sizes. I got a cosmetic grade zinc oxide powder that is used before application. So on a clean face, this goes on. It's something that's actually good for the skin as well. But it stops you from sweating. It's one of the ingredients that would be like in a deodorant. And it's something that will really help haunters a lot, especially a lot of the guys that sweat a lot. This will cut the sweating way down. If you sweat at all with it on, the adhesion is much, much better. So this is going to be a great product, I think, for everyone in the industry. Also, I'm working on a sealer, which is going to be called Seal It. So I got the zinc powder that's called Stop It, and then I got the glue, which is called Stick It, and then the Paint It, and then I'm going to have a sealer seal it, and then a remover remove it. And it's all because I want a system. I want something that's an easy to follow system that can sit on the shelf in the makeup room or wherever you're doing it, doing your makeups, and you just follow the steps for maximum performance. If you get what I'm saying there,
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think it would just help people out a lot.
You're just seeing the need and saying, this is what I would like for me in my setup, and this is.
Yes, this is exactly how I do it, anyways. So I'm just taking the steps that I take, and I'm putting them in a bottle, and the goal is to put it in the hands of the artist. So with my foam latex, there's a few things that I'm doing different than everyone else in the industry. One of them is that the rotten egg smell, the sulfur and ammonia that you smell in the foam, it never really ever goes away completely. But I'm adding scent additives to my foam. So I got clowns prosthetics that smell like cotton candy or waffle cones. And then I have demons and bat demons and things like that have this gothic scent to them. I can almost do just about any scent. I'm trying to boil it down to which ones that I'm going to actually use. I got one that's just a cake smell that smells really, really good. And people seem to like it, especially when when you're putting it on somebody's face and that unpleasant smell. We all know it goes away pretty quickly, but it still smells, man. So I'm doing the additive. I'm also doing a color additive. So I'm going to in the beginning here. I'm offering 3 different base colors instead of that regular raw latex color that foam has. I'm offering an undertone color, kind of a mauve red, which the foam eliminates the base color. It eliminates using that first paint and the money it costs to use that first color to paint it, and the time that it takes to do that first color, that first base coat. And I'm offering a couple other colors as well. Something else that I'm doing is just kind of a novelty for me, but so many people request it is they like to use foam over and over again. And during the process of the use of foam and removal and everything, it's a soft sponge, so it rips and tears. I'm baking a mesh into the foam, which holds it together really, really well. It's just a nice soft pantyhose mesh that's just being baked into the foam. The edges are still thin. They blend nice and easy, and removal is a lot easier. So you don't have pieces that are tearing off, and you're fighting. If you've ever done it, you're fighting like little pieces that you just can't get off, or a film. By adding this in there, you get one side up and you start peeling it off, and the whole thing comes off in one piece. Which I did see somebody commented on. I think it was a Hunters Hangout post this morning or yesterday. Somebody was commenting on something along those lines about the removal process. Who's going to remove it? How long does it take? And this is something I hadn't mentioned until now. Is the removal process, if it has the mesh on the inside, it really cuts the time down, because I'm teaching the use of foam to the industry as if you're a haunt, and an average haunt season is 22 days. So you have one character, you're going to put them in foam. You buy 22 pieces of foam for the season. Pre-season, you have your artists come in, whatever artist you want, the talented artists that you want to use. You pay them a good day rate for 1 or 2 days or whatever it takes. Have them complete all the pieces, fully painted, all the detail, everything's all done. That way, when you start the season, every night you could have any inspiring artist or young artist or somebody who just wants to get into it or wants to learn it. Anybody can glue it down and then paint the edges, and that can be done in 5 minutes. So you're cutting the time down, you're cutting the cost down. You're not having to pay that artist every evening or the start of the shift every day to apply. So you're saving money. It's more efficient. It's a lot faster.
And you're getting a lot more uses of the foam over the long term, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't recommend anybody reuse foam. It's unsanitary, but it's been requested for that so many times that now I'm offering it. I'm just, it's not. I don't plan on it being like this big thing that I'm doing. But the person that wouldn't normally buy the foam from me, now I might be able to grab that sale. It is a lot more durable. I mean, you could stretch on this thing and it doesn't rip. But foam is a sponge. It soaks up all the sweat that comes out of your face. It soaks up the oils. And it also soaks up the removers. So if you're trying to reuse a piece of foam over and over again, night after night, that thing's full of removers. I don't understand how people are really drying that remover out and getting the piece to stick to the face night after night. Maybe if they're open only on the weekends, they got a week to dry it out. That's okay. If you are using your foam over and over again, please dry it out properly, because foam will mold, and it's not good to be doing that to somebody's face.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd go on and on about all this.
Another thing I noticed on your site is that you talk about transformative team building. So you offer this as a class, or
well, that's another part of the company. You can keep going on. We started so many things, man. My head's spinning. So transformative team building is another part of my company where it's just like any other corporate team building event that you would that a company would do for its members or its staff. Say it's a marketing staff, their little team of 10 people. Instead of going to a wine tasting or a cake baking class, they come to me and they apply foam prosthetics on each other. They paint them fully, glue them down. I have a pile of wigs and costumes and stuff that these people can put on for a little photo session. But it's a close, interactive, face-to-face, one-on-one. You got to get up into that person's face. You got to touch and feel. So you have to let your guard down. You have to open up. You have to trust people. It's working really well for the companies that have been through the process. We had a team from Google come through here that really enjoyed it. I've had veterinary clinics come through here and put their team through it, and you'll be surprised at how people act behind the mask. Actually, you're in the industry, you see it every day. So people change. They actually become themselves. They're not as scared anymore once the mask goes on, and they tend to let it all out a little easier and talk to whoever it is in their team that they wouldn't normally talk to. And what we found is these people, they get it all out in this session, and then next thing you know, they're going out and they're hanging out with each other after work hours. Where they wouldn't have normally been friends, and now they're going out for drinks or whatever they do.
You're making the world a better place.
It's just another one of those things, man. Putting makeup on people makes them happy, which makes me happy. That's another one of the reasons why I got into this. Halloween, I love Halloween because it puts smiles on people's faces, man, and. We all know that feeling of being behind the mask, going out and just kind of letting it all out. It's kind of like the haunted attraction industry and the psychology of the scare. We live our daily lives scared of everything every day, traffic or bills or whatever, and we're just full of all this tension. You go through a haunt and get scared a few times. You scream, you let it out, and then you laugh. You have a good time. It releases something in us.
Releases tension.
It does. It does. It really, really does. And I think that's why people enjoy it so much, and why it's growing as quickly as it is. It's the same way with just doing makeup, teaching makeup classes, doing the team building, putting product on people's faces. You see something release, it puts a smile on their face, man. It makes me happy.
All right, so you just did HauntCon. What other trade shows and conventions do you have on your list coming up 2020?
Well, I was going to do Haunt X, which is coming up February 22nd, 23rd in Pomona, California. I don't know if it's their first year or what, but
they were around, and then they went away, and then they kind of came back, and then they kind of took another hiatus, and I think they're trying to bring it back again. So, yeah. So I think what I'm not going to exhibit there this year. I have too much going on. And now until March for Trans World, because we all know that's the big show. I'm going to go to Haunt X and check it out.
and see what it's like, see what the attendance is like, see what kind of customers are there.
Yeah.
I know that they are pushing education, so which is right up my alley. But I do want to get a feel for it before I just go and take a weekend out and
I wish
load up a bunch of stuff and set it up and tear it down and. But next is it's not a show that I'm exhibiting at, but I'm going to the Design and Manufacturing show, which is going to be in Anaheim, California, like the 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that. I'm going to go for one day. I just want to see what I can learn there. It's a big show for kind of packaging and innovative new products. So now that I'm doing this product line and I'm trying to be environmentally friendly, I'd like to see what kind of products for packaging are out there, so I don't have to use plastic. Another thing that I'm going to go and get some knowledge on are the 3D printers. I really want to look into that, go in that route for some of my packaging, even some of my brush holders and CC cup holders for your makeup station. These are things that I can design online or with ZBrush or something like that, which would be another program I have to learn. But I could have printers print that stuff out for me all day long, instead of physically opening a can of epoxy and mixing it together and casting pieces. So, that's what's going on until Transworld. And then after Transworld, I'm thinking what's going to happen after that is probably Midsummer Scream. But we'll see what happens with this product launch. Yeah. I may be in the lab here working. I hope so.
And if all goes well, like I say, Transworld, you do big business there. You're probably busy for a couple of months with orders and things of that nature, right? So
I expect to be in full production from when we leave there the end of March for 3 months until ship dates in August. Get all the products shipped in August and hopefully sell a bunch, man. My goal is to teach the industry to not be scared to use foam. I think it's a great product for an industry, and I think that there's enough money being made on ticket sales that companies can afford to use it, because you're putting when you're putting a nice prosthetic on somebody's face that they can eat and they can drink. They're not pulling the mask on and off. It breathes, so it's comfortable to wear. I think the customers will have a lot more fun. Like I always tell everybody, there's a place for every product in a haunt. There's a place for your silicone mask. There's a place for your slip latex masks. There's a place for your makeup, and there's a place for foam. I think that a couple things that people overlook using foam is that they think using an airbrush and doing an airbrush makeup is fast. But I ask people just to time it. See how long your artist is actually taking, and what is the look that you're actually getting out of it when you can have a fully complete character already done and glued on in 5 minutes. Other things like, people want to save money by using liquid latex and tissue or something and creating a look on somebody's face right there. Yeah, of course it's cheap in materials, but then when you put it on, you got to paint it. So, I say time it how long it takes to create the look. And then time what it takes to have a pre-painted foam piece with all the work already done. The sculpt is there, the character's done, and if you have an artist pre-paint it, put it on, glue it on in 5 minutes, and hopefully with all my steps, this will all work out for everybody. But what our average ticket price is about $25, and that's what a wholesale piece of foam costs. So if you take one ticket sale per day out of what you're seeing, there's your foam piece right there.
You must have your booth number. Do you have it handy for?
So I will be with Wuchi. Wuchi and I will be in the same booth. We are on Makeup Row, and it is 1314 I will be selling foam for Wuchi. My best friend owns and runs Wuchi. So, and I'll always be doing work for them. But it's just time for me to start doing my own product. I'm going to be helping him out with, when I say him, it's John Stein who's running Wuchi. Going to be helping him out with production, with their foam and stuff like that throughout the future. So, but that's where I'll be. We'll be sharing a booth like always. John and I have been there. I think this is our 5th year in the most recent Trans World shows. I mean, we go all the way back. I think the first time I did Trans World with Wuchi was it's either 2003 or 2004. I still have the badge around here somewhere. That was back when this. So now you have HauntCon is with Halloween and Party Expo. Back then it was Halloween and Party Expo and Trans World together, and that was a big show, man. That was when Halloween was hot. You could sell just about anything, and most of it was being made right here domestic. There was no Chinese product yet.
Outside of the trade shows, the conventions, if people want to check out your work, sign up for classes, workshops, whatnot, where do they go?
Go to westeffectsinc.com. Everything will be up on there. You can also follow us on Instagram, and that's at westeffectsinc, and Facebook, which is westeffectsinc. Everything that we do that goes up on the website, it makes its way through social media as well. And new videos going up. So we just got our YouTube going up, is up, and started putting some videos up on YouTube. So check those out.
Which is also West Effects Inc.
West Effects Inc. as well, yep. Or Jeff West FX. Not sure.
Because there is another West Effects out there, but it's like an auto detailing company. So don't be confused. You got to put the Inc. at the end of it.
Yep. I'm on there. There will also be links to that on the website. So if you just go to westeffectsinc.com, click on the link, that'll take you to the YouTube page. One more thing I'd like to throw in there, which isn't all the logistics of it and everything isn't figured out just yet, where my classes are going to go. So I plan on giving a little taste in Trans World, but I'm going to go live online with my classes. The goal is to do one a week, and it to be like a 2 to 4 hour session, and it'll be in the format of a webinar. What I'm trying to figure out is I want to do multiple cameras. And I want the user to have control of those cameras. So that's kind of what's set this back a little bit. But I'll be able to drop the prices way down. So a 6-day course with me, sculpting, mold making, and running foam. Right now is $800, and that does include all the materials. But the only students I'm able to reach are right here in LA, and I want to be able to reach at least across the U.S. But if I go online, the sky's the limit, and I'll be able to bring that price down. I'm thinking somewhere around like $200 for the 4 sessions in a month, and that's something to look forward to if whoever's listening. If you're into this stuff, I'm an open book. I'm happy to bring the prices down and in some way reach you. You can also go to my website. There is a Q&A on there that goes to my personal email. If you have any questions, just click that. It's in one of the drop downs, I believe, under Mayhem on the website. Click there, write your question, and I'll get it answered for you.
Excellent. All right, Jeff. Well, keep making mayhem. And
well, I appreciate you having me on, man.
No problem. We'll catch you around the net. Take care.
All right. You too. Thanks.
I'm going now. Heaven help you.
Please like and follow the podcast. Stalk us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Links in the description. And help us by sharing Hauntcast with all your haunted Halloween brethren. Until next time, stay